Hi, everybody. We have another great interview for our 70 to 70 years. It's absolutely my pleasure to interview someone who has been part of my Forte journey, probably the last 6 months. Miss Jodi Marcello is a yoga instructor and therapist, and we are really pleased that she's here to kind of share her ideas and thoughts about our journey, whether it's going into our 70s or going into our 20s. So welcome, Jodi. We're really excited that you're here. It's kind of fun because I see Jodi every Friday when she does yoga, which, by the way, you guys, it's a complimentary yoga session on the Zoom every Sunday morning, Arizona time, 8 to 8:30, and we'll put the link in when we upload this. So thank you so much for being with us, Jodi.
Thanks for having me. So
Yep.
I just want to say, first of all, I love this journey you're on, this 70 to 70, and you inspire me. I mean, I hope when I'm nearing 70 that I have your same energy and passion, and I'm doing all the right things exactly like you're doing. I'm happy to be part of this journey, and I'm glad I met you through Forte because you certainly are our poster child. And we are so proud of you. You have taken everything we have to offer and you are making the most of it. And so we met, like you said, through my role at Forte is as health coach and a movement specialist working with yoga movement. So we do exercise classes together every Friday. We do yoga together every Sunday. We speak on the phone in a health coaching capacity. Mm-hmm. So and I love having you at all these things. Like I smile when I see your name pop up and your face pop up. So anyways, I think, and you can speak to this. As far as the yoga and the movement, I think people are a little afraid when they hear those words and they think, oh, I haven't exercised, or I have arthritis, or my knee hurts, or yoga, that means we have to do a handstand and put ourselves into pretzel shapes. And that's not for me. And I think that misconception and that fear holds people back. So I would like people to know, and maybe you can expand on that from your own experience of just how important just moving our body is, regardless of what that movement looks like. If you're sedentary and sitting in a couch, it might be just walking to the end of the driveway. If you have been active in the past and you're recovering from surgery, or you have an ailment, it may be just getting back into your routine. So just moving. And then on the yoga piece of it, yoga is so much more than just the poses. People always think of it as the physical, but yoga means to yoke. It's a union of mind, body, and spirit. So as we do in our short 30-minute Sunday classes, we meditate, we restore, we move, we breathe. So we try to incorporate all of those elements of finding our breath, finding a place to be present, accepting, right? Gratitude. These are what we really want to get out of yoga. That visual of an onion, peeling away the layers to really get to the root of yourself, as well as the poses, as well as the beautiful physical benefits of the stretching and the twisting and loosening the joints and the posture and how that's going to carry you forward and balance and protect you. So that's what I try to teach everyone in yoga. I don't care how flexible you are. I don't care what poses you can and can't do. I just want you to come in without judging yourself, that we're all on this journey of life together. And I know that you like to refer to something you learned with Abby about surfing, right? The urge.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And it's the same thing with yoga. And, I call it like riding the wave of pretending you're floating in the ocean. And, the gentle waves are our life, where we're just floating and like that gray area in between, but that we know that's not life. We know those big waves are coming, the crisis in life, and just being able to handle them and to not get sucked in and to ride that wave, right? So yoga's teaching us the same thing. So, I mean, you can speak to your experience, because I know you weren't like 100% bought in either. And now that you do it, you love it, right?
Right. I do. And I think that's very key, because I think it goes for me, the journey, whether I was 20, 40, 50, and now I'm going to be 70, is having to have that acceptance with grace of who we are, our physical or mental, our spiritual, where we're at. And so I have had some experience with yoga before, but it was always such an intense experience with the downward dog and all of the intense, poses. And what I liked about here is that you are very astute to working with each one of us in terms of our strengths or abilities. Because sometimes you'll say, you can sit on a chair. Or if I'm on the floor, you'll say you can do this one, but you don't have to go to this extreme. And so I think that really helps. And I also feel as we get older, one thing that's helped me, because, I bicycle a lot. I do boxing, I do exercise, and that, your muscles really do get sore. And that needing to stretch out those muscles as we get older, I have found a significant difference in my flexibility since I've been doing your course and your class every Sunday, and then trying to add some of those things that during the week, just doing more stretching. So I think that was really important. And also wanted to kind of talk about pain management, because I do think that, at times, and I know everybody's different, and I know people may have more serious health issues than I do, but having the ability to take that quiet time, not only to stretch your muscles, but also that quiet in your mind and dealing with, pain that way, I think has been very helpful for me as well. I think we're so busy. I know I'm still really busy and my mind races 100 miles a minute, but when I come to that course and just those deep breathing and that imagery of the clouds or whatever, it just really does make you get that quiet moment to get rebirth and refreshed as well. So I think that's important. And do you have any thoughts about when somebody is more critically ill, does have more crisis going on? How does yoga or that stretching play a place in their role?
Yes. I can even speak from firsthand experience of I have Crohn's disease and I have RA, so I fight my own autoimmune diseases, and I was very sick at one point. And so I couldn't do the physical moves. I didn't have the strength for it, but I never lost that spiritual and mindful piece of it, even if I were laying in a hospital bed. So people that are in pain or that are sick or that can't physically do a yoga practice in a sense physically, they can still do it mentally. They can still breathe, and learning to control your mind. Like you said, you can relieve the pain. There's a lot to that. You can learn to ground yourself. You can learn to focus. You can, release tension, soothe your nervous system, all of that just through breathing and calming your mind and controlling it. So yes, that it can be done, and I have done it myself. So that's how I know.
Yeah. And, I
Yeah.
was thinking when you said that, we're kind of talking about physical pain, which it is mind, body, and soul, right? And
Yeah.
one of our next speakers is going to be Margot, who's going to also talk about the emotional acceptance, whatever age we are. But there is we do know that the number one mental health issue of elderly people is depression. And I think there is that having to accept, who we are today as opposed to yesterday, and who we can be tomorrow. And so I think that's kind of what I like about yoga for myself, is just coming to terms with, what I can do today, not only physically, but emotionally and mentally. Like, when do I have to take time to regroup and recover in all of those areas as well? So
Yeah, that's a beautiful awareness that you have come to learn, of listening to your own body and your own mind and knowing what you need that day. And, sometimes you need quiet and space. Other times you need energy and motivation, but it's just taking the time to sit with yourself and reflect and find out what do I need today, and being okay with that, and it can help a lot, like you're saying, with elderly and depression as well. It's just accepting, just learn to accept, right? Don't judge yourself, be kind, try to spread it. It makes you feel good.
it does. I think the last thing maybe we could chat about is, our world did get topsy-turvy with COVID. and that connection of face to face, it changed. And so most of our work we do right now is on Zoom. And I kind of like it because we have people, you're in New York, we have people in California, we got a bunch of us in Arizona. And I've been very pleasantly surprised or happy of how connected I feel to the people that come every week. We've really gotten to have a bond. And as the therapist or the yoga presenter, do you have any any insights into that? Because you really make it very engaging. So we all feel like we're part of the group. But do you have any thoughts about, the difference between doing yoga on Zoom and doing it in your own practice face to face with people?
I mean, there's the obvious differences of, if you're in a yoga studio, some hands-on, just feeling that energy of the others around you, creating that mood is a little easier when you're in a room physically in the same space. But I have found we're doing a beautiful job of that over our Zoom by, taking a few minutes to talk and create that bond and connection with everyone. I think it's been great. And I think we can still feel that energy from each other.
Mm-hmm. And I love when some of my classmates or yoga students, like they have kitty cats that walk through, and we see all their life, and we see their gardens in the back, and it just makes it feel very, very real and very human for all of us. And it's a lot of fun to see people's personalities, in the classes as well. So that's really cool.
I think the Zoom actually makes it more real. And everyone's not, perfectly posed in their spot in the studio, and it's like real life. So there's distractions that we're learning to ride that wave, right? And let go of the distractions and keep your focus. They're coming at us nonstop on the Zoom. So we're really being challenged.
We really are. And sometimes, because we have a guest house behind our house. So we have those orange trees. And sometimes when we're doing that, I look up and I see all these cool hummingbirds. And it's just like magical. Like here I'm doing this, and all of a sudden there's 4 or 5 hummingbirds, and I can see them right out the window. And it's like so special, to start my Sunday that way as well. So I do want to thank you. Do you have any other kind of comments you'd like to make before we say goodbye? And again, if you guys are listening, I do want to say every Sunday, Forte and Jodi is wonderful. There is a complimentary yoga course, Arizona time. It's 8 o'clock till 8:30. So if you guys can figure out, all my friends all the way up into New York, what time that is for you, but we'll put the link on the end as well. But any other things?
Yes, no, same thing. I want to finish up with just inviting all of your friends and everyone who sees this video. We would love for you to join us and to celebrate with Laurie on this fabulous journey. It would be fun to have your people with us.
Yeah,
so
I hope that would be the best birthday present if you would join,
right?
Come to the class.
Yes, I hope to see you there. And Laurie, I'm so proud of you. I mean, this is the best journey, and you are so, so inspiring.
Oh, thank you so much. And you are too, Jodi. So thank you. And we'll see everybody, hopefully on Sunday morning.
Okay.